My name is Sam, and I'm going to be debating with Jim about geoengineering and if geoengineering should be stopped being researched or not. I am on the affirmative side, so I will be debating on geoengineering to be continued and keep being researched. So geoengineering has recently proved its benefits to the world. It has been used for drought control and ordering rainfalls on certain areas that need more water. The best example for geoengineering to this date is cloud seeding. This is a technological approach to manipulate the weather and climate by using silver iodide, potassium iodide, or solid carbon dioxide and spray it onto the clouds using drones or different type of planes, or even using rockets that are shot to the clouds and spray these chemicals that freeze and create ice crystals that afterwards they can turn into rain or simply into snow. This process has been used for the past 75 years, and it has proven to be helpful on the areas that it has been used. For example, in 2015, cloud seeding and rainfall reportedly produced a 34% increase in the length of rainfall in Texas. These rainstorms covered 42% more land, and the rain output was 137% more, producing 120,885 acre-feet of rain at a cost of less than $11 per acre-foot. So this cloud seeding process has also been used in Jordan. Jordan is the second water poor country in the world, and it has been used to alleviate water shortages. This technology is cheap to use and has so many benefits and profits as well. Now the possibilities have extended, and we could be looking into global climate control. Geoengineering technologies could combat climate change by capturing carbon emissions and store them in the ocean. Similarly, they could use different chemicals on the atmosphere, and just as the cloud seeding process, they can be shot to the clouds through rockets or spread with drones or different planes, and these chemicals would capture the solar rays and deflect the solar rays, and that would help the cooling of certain areas on the planet, or just the cooling of the planet overall on the high areas of heat on the earth. Geoengineering brings many benefits for everyone, from countries with low amounts of rainfall to the year to places where the heat is too much to live in. Geoengineering is so close to make all those problems disappear. It's already being researched on making it global, not just using cloud seeding for small areas, but using it for a global climate control. And we should not stop the research, since this could solve so many more issues, places where the carbon emissions are so high that heat it's too big, or just the cold is too much, or the droughts are very long and for long amounts of times. Geoengineering using cloud seeding or different techniques that are being researched could really help prevent this, and this is why geoengineering, instead of being stopped, it should be supported more.
And I'll be cross-examining Sam. So have the side effects of those methods fully studied yet?
They have been studied. There has been a case where in Beijing they tried to decrease the heat, and in return something went wrong, but it was just like a snowfall. So it's been small things like that. The side effects are not that bad. As I said before, the benefits are way greater, and it has proved that it's been really helpful for different amount of situations. So I believe yes, the methods, the side effects of the methods are not fully studied, but this is why we need to keep geoengineering research going. This is why we need to we shouldn't stop it, so that we can actually fully study it and see more, or find different techniques and different technologies that could help geoengineering and global climate control.
How are you going to handle the catastrophic side effect?
Well, as I said before, we are in a place that we haven't fully studied all the side effects. That's why, like, cloud seeding is one of the safest one. Cloud seeding is the one that you will find out the most about geoengineering. It's the best example of geoengineering right now, because the side effects are they're very small. They're not bad. They're not like a snowfall is not a bad side effect if you think about it. So we don't know if there would be. I don't think that's known that there are going to be catastrophic side effects as of right now, because the technology is not fully developed yet and it's not being fully used either. But again, this is why research should be continued as well. This is why we shouldn't stop it, to find more technologies and to be able to study it better as well.
Don't you think geoengineering is interfering the natural flow of the Earth?
Well, I guess it is, but in the end, we are also interfering with the natural flow of the Earth by just our daily routines, I would say. Like, years and thousands of years ago, there were not any factories that were producing carbon dioxide as at the levels that they're being produced right now. So I think that we already crossed that line a long time ago, and geoengineering, it's something that could help us go back and just fix maybe past mistakes that were caused because of that. I feel that having the opportunity to give water to a country that barely has water, like Jordan, or having the opportunity to maybe for crops, a place that barely has rain but has good dirt for crops, give it the possibility to have rain. I feel that's a big thing. That's something really good and helpful. If we had the opportunity for that, I wouldn't just take it for granted. I wouldn't just leave it and let it go. I would definitely take it, because it's the opportunity to do something bigger, something greater, and something that will help even more people.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Jim, and I'm on the negative side of this debate. So I'll be on the side where I say that the geoengineering should be stopped, including the research on it. Geoengineering shows our overconfidence on our ability to apply our technology to control the weather. Over many years, people said that the Earth has shown irregular patterns, and say that it is due to our aggressive use of resource. But if the damage were accumulative and the Earth has no ability to cure itself, it would have been worse. But if you look at the globe now, it has not shown any major change yet. So the Earth has really ability to cure itself, and it's been seen through a lot of phenomena, such as increase of CO2 has been suppressed by the Earth, by like through trees, and somehow the Earth has its ability to manage it. And global warming is one of the big reasons for doing geoengineering. I believe we do not have enough historical global temperature data to claim that the Earth's temperature increased significantly. This directly relates to the question whether the Earth is really sick or not. but I won't talk too much about the global warming since it is a whole other big debate to talk about. So the one of the main purpose of geoengineering is to cool down the earth. So they say that they can cool down the earth by doing geoengineering. However, if you look at the method that they come up with, the possible side effect of those methods can be very disastrous. For instance, adding SO2 in the stratosphere to reflect the sunlight back to the space can reduce the rainfall, which can cause famine, and also can possibly make the sky whiter. Also, there are a lot of methods dealing with the ocean, such as pumping the deep ocean water, deep ocean water, which is cooler than the surface water, to pump up to the surface to cool down the surface to decrease the surface temperature so that it decreases the global temperature. But this method can mess up the marine ecosystem greatly, and maybe there's no way to recover that damage. And also there were also other methods that came up, which was to boosting the growth of plankton. This also can alter the marine ecosystem and accelerate the ocean deoxygenation, which means that's all.
So, Jim, then do you think that bringing rain to countries with little access to water, like Jordan, for example, that's the second water poor country in the world, wouldn't that be a good thing?
I believe there are other alternative way to bring water to those countries, like connecting the pipe, which might be a little more expensive, but I think those methods can be less risky than controlling the weather itself. Because as I said, there is always side effect to those methods that tries to control the global weather.
Okay, and well, like with geoengineering improving and just technologies getting better and the research going further, we could even have the ability to prevent storms and natural disasters in the future. Wouldn't that be something that would benefit us a lot? Don't you think that would be something we want to have in mind? Be able to prevent maybe a hurricane that's going to affect a big area. Wouldn't you like to, like, if you're living in that area, wouldn't you like that hurricane to be prevented or be stopped?
So, I think this question goes to the point where we should ask, what is the optimal, like a natural flow of the Earth? I think the Earth, without any natural disaster like storms or like natural disaster caused by the weather, would be kind of odd. I think because Earth Earth circulates, and I think it can be beneficial for us, but I also believe that trying to control those disasters can also cause other side effects that we don't know yet. So, yeah.
Okay, and last question. You said Earth has a healing process, and so sure. But why can we not help those processes speed up? Like, if Earth has healing processes, are we not allowed to help our own Earth to heal from our own damages? Can we not benefit from those as well?
So the Earth's self-cure process, we don't fully know how it works yet, even though although after the studies were done on it, we are not, I don't think we are to interfere those process, because I think it can by helping with the self-cure process, I think it's very possible to let the Earth lose its own self-cure ability.
I have no more questions.
So it is still a question whether the Earth should be cooled down. It's been only 2 centuries since we considered the condition of the Earth, and there are still a lot of sides of the nature of the Earth that we haven't discovered yet. Speaking of the method that Sam came up with, spraying the 3 different iodides, which is also called triiodides, in the atmosphere to seed formations of large ice crystal has not been fully proven that it will work, and also it has it can cause serious problems because it can affect the regional climate. It can affect the regional climate, and so it can cause a potential disastrous side effect. Launching rockets or using drones to spray chemicals, typically sulfur dioxide, can reduce the rainfall, and also it can affect the regional climates. And due to the chemicals in the atmosphere, it will acidify the ocean, and also it will make the sky whiter. The research and development cost may not be that much for geoengineering, but the cost to recover these side effects will be beyond our control. So the self-healing ability of Earth is not negligible, because the scale of nature is something that human cannot grasp, and so we should let the Earth heal itself. And maybe we can come up with alternative ways to help the Earth, Earth to contain better conditions, such as come up with methods to reduce air or water pollution. Thank you.
So for my rebuttal, Jim mentioned global warming, and I know he didn't go full on it. And global warming, as Jim said, it may or may not be real. But for this debate, for my point, geoengineering is not helpful. It's not only helpful for global warming. If it were to exist, it would help a lot. If it doesn't, if it's not a real thing, then it's still something that's very helpful, and it comes with a lot of benefits. Geoengineering has proven that it can help with droughts. It's using the cloud seeding again. Geoengineering could help prevent droughts. It could help bring clean water and easy access to water to countries with no access to water, countries that don't have rain. It could also decrease the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, or the carbon emissions from factories in many different countries. We know there are places that the emissions in the atmosphere are so big, people have to walk out with masks because they cannot breathe clean air. Geoengineering could solve these issues with more research. It is very cheap, as I said before. It took less than $11 per acre foot to produce 120,000 acres of rainfall. So this is a very cheap and easy process, and it comes with a lot of benefits. I'm talking about cloud seeding, and with more research, we could find better technologies. We could find better ways to use the current technologies and prevent. In the future, we could even prevent storms. We could even prevent hurricanes. We could um, help the global climate, not just small areas or just individual countries. We could help climate as a in globally using geoengineering, and by continuing the research, we could find technologies that are not harmful and that are helpful to not only to humans but also to the earth and to its natural process as well. So yeah, this is why we should keep the research on geoengineering.